Yes, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Garden of the Mind YouTube channel, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and increase our financial IQ just a little bit every episode. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're returning to this channel, welcome as well. Today for Wealthy Wednesdays, we're going to be talking about, should you charge on a credit card or pay cash? Should you charge on a credit card or pay cash? Which one is better? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. So if you're interested or if you've been struggling just a little bit, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Paper or plastic? That was a common saying in the 1990s, but they were referring to when you went to buy groceries and the grocer would ask whether they wanted to bag your stuff with paper or with plastic. But we're going to snatch that title for a little while and we're going to apply it to paying for those groceries. So you can either pay with cash or you can pay with a credit card. Back when I was younger, you would not mess with credit at all. My parents would say, if you don't have the money, don't buy it. But see, back then, if you didn't have the money to buy something outright, you put it on layaway. Y'all remember layaway? Well, the point of this is never credit. They would never put it on a credit card at that time. I remember seeing credit cards in the stores and wonder why my mother never had one. Well, I'll tell you why. Most of the times, they didn't understand credit. They knew that if they had a credit card, somehow or another, they ended up paying far more for the items that they purchased than what it was that they paid at the time. Well, I think some people are still afraid of credit. Some people still think credit is evil and will avoid it at all costs. They don't exactly understand how it works. They know if they charge something for $100, then they pay $20 a month, and at the end of the year, they still owe about $85. So, since they don't understand it, they usually stay away from it. Now, mess around with a credit card. If you miss a payment, then you get hit with a late charge of about $35 and still got to make your $20 payment. I don't know about that. I think that might be a little mistake, but we'll see. I think that credit is like anything else. It's not inherently evil. It's not inherently bad. It can be used for destructive purposes as it can be used for constructive purposes. Credit and credit cards are a tool. It depends on the intent of the user. So, if you have a knife, you can use a knife for destructive purposes to hurt or harm somebody, or you could use it to cut your food. Depends on what your intent is. So, with credit, you have to figure out what your intent is. What are some of the benefits of having a credit card? So let me just tell you a little bit about credit cards. There are two types of credit cards that you can have. You can have a charge card or you can have a credit card. We're going to do the charge card since it's quicker. So a charge card means that if you charge anything on that card, you have to pay the entire balance off at the end of the month. So if you charge $200, by the end of the month you have to pay $200. Now a credit card is a little bit different. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. So if you charge $200 on a credit card, at the end of the month you have the option of either paying the entire $200 off, or you can pay what's known as the minimum balance. If you pay the minimum balance, which might be $20, then the $180 that you left behind gets hit with an interest charge. This is where your interest rate is very important. An average interest rate on a credit card, or better yet, a good interest rate on a credit card is about 15%. An average one is about 19%. If your credit is not very strong, it can go as high as 29%. If you have an interest rate of about 29%, that means for every $100 that you charge, you would be paying about $29 in interest for the year. That's not exactly how they calculate it, but for all intents and purposes, and the purpose of this example, we're going to go with that. The higher your interest rate, the more you'll pay in interest charges. So if your interest rate is 15%, On that same $100 for the entire year, you would pay $15 as opposed to $29 if your rate was $29. The interest rate is only important if you are revolving a balance, meaning you don't pay the whole thing in full. Then the interest rate multiplies by what you left behind, and that tells you what your interest is. But the credit cards don't call it interest. They call it a finance charge. Why? Because that's exactly what you're doing. You are financing. You are borrowing. You're taking out a 30-day loan to pay something off at the end of the month. And if you don't, then they allow you to pay for it over time, but there's a cost for it. So whether you decide you want to take that deal or not, it's up to you. As long as you have the information, you can make a more informed decision. What I would say though is try not to pay any money in interest rates or finance charges or whatever it is that they call it. If you charge $200 on October 15th, pay it by November 15th, no matter what type of card you have, and it doesn't matter what the interest rate is because there's $0 multiplied by this interest rate, which gives you zero. Well, some of you are probably saying, well, Chaka, I heard what you said. If having a credit card and charging on a credit card is like taking a 30-day loan, if I have the money in my pocket, why should I take this 30-day loan to pay something that I can pay for right now? And then even risk a late charge, which is $35 extra for something that I have the money for right now. And what I would say to you is this: credit cards want you to charge on their cards. So what they do is they try to sweeten the pot by giving you nice little deals to get you to charge on their credit card. So you can do both. You can get the sweet deal, pay it off at the end of the month, owe them nothing, and get whatever it is that they're offering to you. But don't get caught. Make sure you pay everything off at the end of the month so you don't have to pay any interest. Now, a lot of credit cards have what's known as a collision waiver. Now, that is for your insurance. If you were to rent a car, you could decline the car rental's insurance and the credit card would pick that up for you. So that's one benefit that you can get with charging things on a credit card. Another thing is some of them have warranties. They may extend your warranty. Let's say you went into an electronics store and you bought these great big headphones that you love so much and then they broke. If it was after the point of the manufacturer's warranty, the credit card might extend that so that you can now take advantage of the manufacturer's warranty, but not necessarily through the manufacturer, through the credit card itself. So they try to sweeten the pot by giving you all of these different things to make charging on their card more attractive for you. So what credit cards do is they offer you free stuff, but they don't offer you the free stuff outright, because the free stuff that I might like may not be the same free stuff that you might like. So they want to give everybody a choice in terms of what free stuff they want to choose. So they do so by offering you reward points. Example, some credit cards give you 100 reward points for every dollar that you spend. At the end of the year, you'll find that you've accumulated a certain number of points. Now, let's say you wanted to go to a movie, or you wanted to go to a show, or you wanted to get an airline ticket. All of them have different pricing associated with them for that particular credit card. Just for argument's sake, let's say a movie theater ticket would cost 2,000 points. An airline ticket may cost 30,000 points. All of those things, if you were charging everything that you would normally charge throughout the year, let's say your cell phone bill, gas for your car insurance, all of these things, at the end of the year, you will have all of these accumulated points that you can actually do something with. Now, I have a friend who does all of their holiday shopping from the points that they've accumulated throughout the year. So you can get free stuff if you play it right. But make sure you pay everything off at the end of the month so you don't get hit with any interest charges. See, what the credit cards figure is, we'll use this as a carrot to put in front of them, and we know life is going to happen and they're not going to be able to pay everything off at the end of the month, and then yes, they get a chance to charge you interest on the money that they've lent you, and now they begin to make money off of the arrangement that they have with you. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know exactly when I post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can click that notification bell. You'll be the first one to know exactly what was said here. If you happen to have some specialized knowledge about credit cards that you think that the village can use, please put that in the comments so that we can all benefit from this knowledge. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. See you for Fit Fridays, where we will be making the best salad ever. See you then.